how are we working on the business? How do we get better at what we do? How do we improve our systems? How do we improve communication? Welcome to the Knowles Development Podcast, and today we're going to dive into the got a minute, right? It can be just an absolute energy suck, can be an efficiency suck. One thing that Gary Keller lays out in his book called The One Thing is the possibility or the mathematical equation that says if you get interrupted, you're actually losing about 15 minutes of time on average, depending what it is that you're working on. I know that there are some things that I can personally get interrupted and kind of dive back into fairly easily. But if I'm in a Google sheet or reviewing budget numbers or something like that, dude, I'm more than 15 minutes to get back to where I was mentally to kind of continue the momentum of the work that I was doing. So got a minutes matter. So if you think about that and you buy into that 15 minutes to get back to what you're actually doing in the got a minute interruption, that means 4 interruptions per hour would equate to 0 productivity for you. Whatever you intended to do, you're now effectively not doing anything because you got interrupted 4 times in an hour. Some of you are getting interrupted 4 times every 10 minutes. So how do we build an environment that can keep us from the onslaught of the got a minute? First and foremost, I would argue you've got to communicate to the people that you do the most amount of business and have the most amount of contact with that the top 20% matters and that this is when you're going to do it. So if you're an attorney and you're generating leads for your business first thing in the morning, your support staff, your paralegals, they've got to know that from, say, 8 to 10 o'clock in the morning, the door's going to be closed and you're not opening it. Because what we're really focused on is finding our next client. And effectively, that's true for every single business owner. All of us get into the business for whatever it is that we do, plumbing supply, attorney, owning a gym, you name it. But the reality of our business is we're lead generators. We have to generate leads first so that we can then put on our hat to do the business that we say we want to do. So going out and talking to everyone that you have the most amount of contact with and really teaching them and making sure that they understand what does the top 20% mean? It means that sometimes our time is more important than other parts of our day. Right? There's this golden time, and then there's kind of the rest of the day. And during that golden time, those interruptions are going to actually cost even more money. So what we've got to do is we've really got to build a bunker away from that being allowed to enter into your world at all. And the best way to do it isn't locking a door and putting up a sign and putting a few landmines and all that kind of stuff. It's actually just getting everybody bought in. Everybody that you're in business with on the same page that, hey, what you do first in the day matters most. Let's make sure it's focused on the right stuff. And I'm going to honor your time and you're going to honor my time. And let's build that as a culture in our organization. Now, some of you, that might not be even employees. That may be some vendors that you do business with. That may be some of your clients that you need to set expectations with. It could be a variety of different individuals, but we still need to do it. We still need to have those conversations, explain that, set that expectation. Great. So now we're honoring that time, okay? The next thing I would say is scheduling time to meet with the most important people. I'm always shocked by the number of organizations we work with where, there'll be a direct report, here's the head of operations, then their direct report, the assistant to the head of operations, and they never have any scheduled time together. And the pushback I always get is, well, we talk all the time. We talk 15 times a day. I get it. That's all in the business stuff. If you're talking 15 times a day, it's all about what's going on with this deal, what's going on with this client, have we shipped that product? It's all that kind of stuff. It's not, how are we working on the business? How do we get better at what we do? How do we improve our systems? How do we improve communication? But here's the sneaky thing. If I have that scheduled time, there's a bunch of those got-a-minute things that can wait till then. They can wait till Tuesday at 2 o'clock when we're going to get together for an hour. And quickly a person will learn what stuff can wait to then versus I really need to interrupt them because it's time sensitive. So now I've given them an opportunity to kind of start building a list of stuff that we can plow through when we first get together, right? Is there anything you want to make sure that we cover in the meeting? Yeah, I've got about 5 or 6 questions. Great, hit me with them. Pow, 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 pow. You get through them in 4 minutes. Now we're moving on to let's build our business. Let's work on our business. Number 3, and this is the last one we'll do today, is if you're the person running the organization or you're the person running the department, be proactive to seek out the got-a-minutes. I'll show you what I mean by that. There's multiple times in a day where I've got to sign checks, meet with people, check on stuff, you name it. It's interruptive if they've got to find me. But if I come up for air and I've got 3 minutes till my next thing, that's the time I'm going to run and find them, right? By me effectively, proactively going, hey, do you have anything for me? I'm not waiting for the got-a-minute. It's, what do you got? Because I got 3 minutes right now. We could handle it right now before my next thing starts, before I've got to jump into the next meeting, before I got to hit the road, catch a plane, you name it, right? So if you're proactive, going after the, hey, what do you need? What do you got? That's also another muscle that ends up kind of being grown with the organization of the people around me aren't in a panic of, geez, how am I going to catch him? How am I going to get the time that I need to get these answers? Da, da, da. They know sometime this afternoon he's going to come up for air and he's going to ask us, what do you got? Now I got my little sheet. Go, I need this, 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 and you got to call so-and-so. Awesome, great, move it on. And everybody in the organization can effectively do that. We can all go to the other people in our group and go, what else do you need from me? What else can I do for you? Are there any questions or any things? Is there anything burning? That kind of a thing. So, quick recap. First, make sure you understand and your world understands what's your top 20%. If you need more information on that, go to our last video that we just did about the 80-20 principle and get refreshed on that. But understand your top 20%, help them to understand their top 20%. And then make sure that you're developing a culture in your organization where that time is golden time and it is honored. And when I mean honored, in other words, we're not violating it, right? And hopefully we're doing it in such a fashion where we don't have to, put, Constantina wire up around your door to keep people out. Number 2, we want to make sure that we have structured, predictable meetings with the people that we have the most interaction with. That's the time where we're going to be pouring into them, right? Because that should be part of the reason why they got into business with us, is they see us as a vehicle to their not only professional growth, but also personal growth. So we've got to have that time set aside for that. But it's also time where they can hit us with 4 or 5 things every single time of, hey, what's the issue of the moment? Let's plow through those quickly. Now, those could have all been interruptions. Think about that. Think about that. If somebody comes to me with 5 things every time we have a 1-hour accountability, my experience is we can plow through those 5 things in minutes. I mean, 3 to 5 minutes. Look at what each of those would look like if they were an interruption. If it was 5 interruptions, according to Gary Keller, that's an hour and 15 minutes worth of lost productivity because of 3 to 5 minutes worth of questions that need to be answered. Now do that over the course of a month. Now do that over the course of a quarter. We're talking about lost days because we haven't created an environment where they have an outlet to hit us with whatever their list of stuff is. And then number 3, let's be proactive. Don't wait for the got-a-minutes to show up on your doorstep. Get out of your frickin' chair and go find them when you have the availability. When you know you've got this little bit of dead space, let's go fill it and be productive. Let's help our team stay on track with what they need to do, right? and keep it from being interruptions for us. I want to challenge you to implement at least one of those three things. Decide which one you think is the one that your guys are missing the most, and start implementing that into your organization. And I'd love to hear about the fruits of it, via an email or a group text, or share it as a comment, you name it. We really enjoy your interaction with these podcasts that we're doing. We'd love to hear if there's a topic that you're really itching to hear something on. We'd be happy to provide it. We look forward to seeing you the next time. Bye-bye.